the mind, the brain, the body, it filters out information that isn't deemed relevant for the task at hand. That's kind of the trade-off of like constantly being on and doing and productive, is we're filtering out the depth of our being, essentially. Because when you're driving your car, when you're working on a spreadsheet, whatever it is that you're doing, you don't need that part of you for that moment. And so if we just do those things all the time, getting in line at Starbucks, driving through the drive-through, whatever the thing, we are filtering out the depth of us, right? Because we don't need it until it's quiet. We don't need it until we sit with our existential fear about life, And there's this great study done in the 70s called the Good Samaritan Experiment. And it was a study done where I believe they were training to be priests, seminary school or something. And one group was told, hey, you have to give this sermon to this, to this group of people, and it's at this time and whatever. And they had plenty of time to get there, plenty of time to prepare. And then there was this actor pretending to be sick or ill or something on the steps of the church on the way in to give the sermon. And then there was another group where they were told, okay, you have to give a sermon at this church and you're already running late. You better go. And the first group, the non-late group, stopped and helped the person almost universally. And the second group, a much larger majority, did not stop and help this person. And so the experiment illustrated that rushing decreases empathy, or stress decreases empathy, because, those people are like in survival mode on some level, like, oh, I might lose this job, I might get fired, I might, not become a preacher, whatever was going through their head. And so that particular group was selected because they were considered to be probably high empathy, high humanitarian, etc. And so that's what the researchers wanted to see. So when we're in stress, when we're in survival mode, and this is more like polyvagal theory is figuring this out, we shut down our social parts of ourselves as well. We're just kind of, we're running from the bear. Like our body is running from a bear. It's like, oh, don't need that social part. Don't need that empathy. It's not important right now, So getting our nervous systems regulated. In a sense, I don't like to put a value judgment on it. I want to say it makes us better people. I don't mean to say we're bad people when we're stressed, because that's not true. Our bodies are doing what they're supposed to be doing. But when we get stuck in chronic stress, or when we create a culture of chronic stress, we're creating a culture of reduced empathy and reduced social engagement and affinity.